going to, as always, I'm going to put them there and I'm going to pull them. So we have forgiveness. So at this time, someone is being asked to give forgiveness, and it's the child again. I was just talking about a child with that rhinoceros who's purple, and to me that's very spiritual, but we've got the crown chakra here as well. I'd see that as inner child, as your inner child, and that child is dreaming, isn't he? Little boy dreaming away in the middle of the forest with his rhinoceros protector. So someone is being forgive from childhood woundings. That's what I'm picking up from this card. It's asking you to forgive from things of the past, forgive your parents, forgive your caretakers, forgive the things that happened to you as a child and let it go. Let these things go. We've all had some sort of a wounding, be it physically, mentally, spiritually, from when we were a child. You know, we may have had parents who wasn't too caring or loving and kind, and you may have been bullied, you know, at school. If you're a weirdo, then maybe you was, because I'm a weirdo and I got bullied too. But these things are all a part of making us who we are as we grow into adulthood, from our 20s upwards. You know, as soon as you've gone past that 19 mark and you're at your 20s, it's an all different ball game. And as soon as we actually leave home, shall we say, and we get a job and we have to start looking into life and paying our own bills, paying our own way, trying to survive, trying to, you know, go out, enjoy ourselves, buy our clothing. And these times are hard at the moment, you know, for everyone. But going back to the card, it's all about being forgiving. You got to forgive, let go, forgive and let go. Do not hold onto any past traumas, any past woundings. I know it's easier said than done, but it can be done. You know, you've got to forgive, you've got to forget. And take everything as a lesson. Take everything as a lesson. And have the understanding that once you've been through something, you should remember the triggers that are going to cause these things to happen again. You should be able to recognise them. Yeah, so learn from your mistakes as well. Learn not from your mistakes, but learn from others' mistakes, what they've done to you. And just because it's been done to you, don't do it to others also. That's what I'm getting with this. So forgiveness. We've got rejection as the next card. It's rejection. We've got someone standing there, and I do feel as though we're going back to the childhood thing. It's a rejection from a past. You felt as though you've been rejected as a child, and you have some sort of inner child woundings, and you have this rejection of the things that you were doing. It seems as though, it looks as though this guy is an artist, and well, yeah, he's an artist, and I've got itching again. So he's an artist, and he has a lot of influences around him at this time. So you could be an artist, a tattooist, anything to do with art, anything to do with the arts, basically. Painter, you know, isn't in the card, but it could be anything to do with the arts. So what I'm picking up is that you know, you had rejection as a child. You were rejected a lot, and I do believe that this shows, as shown in a lot of your paintings, you paint your emotions. That's what I'm picking up. you paint the emotions of what you're feeling. Well, painters do, don't they? They express their emotions through their art, and I believe it's helped you with a lot of your childhood woundings, but you're still feeling some kind of a rejection here, and you do need to forgive and forget and let it go. We have grief, so this I'm feeling as a loss now. There is some wounding that you didn't clear from when you were a child, and you may have lost a parent. You may have actually lost a parent when you were a child, and I feel as though you were blaming yourself, that the loss of your parents was your fault, and it left you feeling rejected by the other parent, as though they blamed you for the loss of that parent. But you've got to let it go. It wasn't yours. It isn't yours to carry. You did not cause the loss of this parent, and you know, everything is pre-written anyway, so if it was going to happen, it was going to happen, and it's not yours to carry. So let it all go, let that go. What else do we have? We have complacency, so yeah, and this is an older lady here, so I do believe that we're going back, we're still on the same kind of a subject, that they're thinking now, they've got a very red aura from the heart, from the root, that this is the root, but I believe they're shadowed in some sort of a doubt, and I believe that this parent has got some sort of an Alzheimer's or vascular dementia or some sort of a dementia, and they seem to be stuck in a time in their life which happens. So I think it's some sort of a dementia, and I've been a carer, and I can only speak from what I've seen, and I did do a course on all the dementias, you know, the Korsakoff, which is by alcohol, and different causes and effects to dementia there is, basically. And the way understanding that I'm feeling from this card is that you have a parent who is actually, because that's what happens, is they kind of get trapped in parts of their life that and they'll just keep remembering those same things over and over and over again. I do want to share with you a story actually of my life, and that would be of the loss of my nan. Now, she had vascular dementia. She was always funny. She was really funny, a really funny lady, and we didn't notice this at first because she was just one of those who, you know, she made you laugh continuously. And then when she started coming downstairs with her underwear on top of her clothes, it was like, at first we thought she was just, you know, coming down and having a laugh. But then the signs began to show more and more and more. They'd had a new kitchen fitted, and the sink, the draining part, was put on the opposite side, and she was still using the draining part as the sink itself. So different things were showing up, and but she was still, you know, she was still quite funny. With my nan, I was actually sat in a circle, and I experienced my nan have her first attack, mini stroke, yeah. I went down the next day and she said that she could see cobwebs. There was cobwebs everywhere. And I was talking to her and she was explaining to me what she was seeing and everything. And I went down to like the family and said, look, my nan, I think she's had a stroke or an heart attack or something. She wasn't right. And yeah, we took her in and she had. She was then diagnosed with vascular dementia. And what happened to her is she started to sit there and tell us like, oh, I remember so-and-so lived here, and it'd go all up and down the neighbourhood telling us who lived in what house and what they did and their jobs and things like that. So they kind of do get trapped in a part of their life, and it's, you know, they can change from that part and go somewhere else, but that part will go, and it's like they keep on remembering things. So she was quite funny at first, but then she did change, and she did become a little bit nasty with it. In the end, when she went, it was one of the most beautiful experiences that I did experience in my life. And I know that sounds, you know, but to be with someone when they're passing and to understand, because there was a lot of times when she wasn't actually there, and I'd go into the back garden and she was there and she was talking. So I do believe a lot of the time when people are not here, truly here, they're going over into spirit and learning for their next part of their journey. They're going to another dimension, another transitioning to another vibration, basically. And sometimes you are able to see them. I was blessed to be able to see my nan as she was going through this transition. And on the day of her passing, and it was very strange, I kept going and checking her as she was in the hospital bed. We cared for her at home. And I kept looking to her, and she was laid down flat. And as I looked, I could see as though she was lifting, gradually lifting, but the bed was still straight. And then she was coughing, and we was clearing out her mouth and that. And as I went over to clear her mouth the one time with this swab, as I walked over, the bed was freezing, and it parted, and the cold was either side of me. So they were all around ready to take my nan. And as I looked in her mouth and I went to swab her mouth, it was like as though there was some kind of a mist coming out of her mouth, and she just kept looking up into the one corner. So they were all there ready for her to come. So that's the story of, so if someone in your family is going through this at the moment, because this is what I'm picking up heavily, and it is someone who, you know, they did cause you pain and heartache as a child. And I do believe that, you know, as you were growing, you know, it was reflected in your art, in your personality, in who you are, in your being. And, you know, there's a lot of grief. You seem to feel as though you've lost a lot from your childhood. And basically what I'm trying to say to you is forgive them, allow them to move on, and allow them to transition into a next existence with happiness and with peace. Because there is sometimes when they do come back, you know, it depends how deep this relative has gone, but please forgive them and let it go. Because if you don't forgive and let go, you're not going to be able to move on yourself. So let's just get one more card here. And there we have it, release. And I do, my heart goes out to whoever this is for. I do believe that release is coming soon. And you'll be able to let go and once you're forgiven, the release of it is going to be, you know, because you don't want to be that person standing there thinking about, you know, why didn't I forgive them? I should have, you know, and I wished I'd done this and I wished I'd done that. Don't live your life on wishes that only you could have changed and made different, basically. And like, we're going back to the beginning. Forgiveness is key here. Forgive and let go. So I'm only going to do those 5 because it was quite a long process. And as always, I am sending you unconditional love, light and healing energy for this. And from my heart, I believe that you're going to be fine with this. We're going to do Carl Gray, and it's just as a is said to be the ascension, be ascended from Pablo Vencrus, a famous artist of the Italian Renaissance. The veteran refers to the fact that he was connected to Venice, Italy. It is believed that on his passing in 1588, he had the opportunity to help humanity by sharing his lifelong wisdom. Can you see that? He is the keeper of the light who helps us accept our talents and our skills so that we can share the beauty to our soul with the world. He brings waves of good energy, grace and encouragement, and works with all artists, musicians, designers and anyone else who needs support in channeling their talents. Extended message: whatever creative ideas you are having at this time, they are inspired by the divine. Paul the Veteran is here to help you channel your gifts. You may have felt blocks or held back in the past, but now it's time to recognise how talented you really are. Follow your bliss and share your grace. Your creativity is a gift to the world, and as you share it with all those around you, you make space in your art for goodness to enter. Recognise your gifts today and express your creative self in a way that suits you. So that actually sums up that reading. We have Paul the Veteran, who is an artist, who was an artist. And I do believe that this reading is for someone who is a performer, who is in the arts. And, you know, I hope you find peace to forgive and let go of this situation. And out of everything, your forgiveness is going to show within the work that you do, in the open-heartedness and the peace that you found within letting go. So from myself, my team and creator, I wish you all unconditional love, light and healing energy, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.